Here we go again, we're back with the People's Republic. So last time we had a vote on our direction, and the people pretty overwhelmingly voted for us to go north and unify Italy under the people's mandate. So that's likely what we're going to spend today trying to do. What I like to do is often just immediately declare war on somebody the moment I start these videos, but we can't because rebels in our land are a little too rebellious. We'll need to wait for them to fall down a little. At least it should take a month tick for it to fall down to the point where we can declare war. Unfortunately, most of these people are rebellious simply because we haven't integrated their land, and of course integrating land takes time. So there's not much we can do other than wait and hope it happens faster. With that in mind, we're just going to move our army up from Sicily to the north in preparation. We're also going to go around and demolish a lot of these forts. We've inherited a lot of forts from the various countries that we've conquered, so we're going to demolish some of them. Did you know that you can demolish forts or castles by going to the menu for building them, click on it, and then right-clicking them on the map? Sounds crazy, but it's true. I think we're going to demolish all of them in Sicily. We don't really need or want them. In fact, if the enemy landed in Sicily, that would be quite nice because we could essentially trap them here. We're going to demolish this one. We'll keep this fort right here just because it spreads control from southern Italy to Sicily. So if the enemy did land and occupy Sicily and then had their navy try and blockade the strait, we would still be able to cross because this fort would exert control over the city on the other side across the water. For all of these forts though, we'll just get them out of here, especially the forts that are close to each other. There brought us down to around 6 forts overall, mostly in northern Italy. Well, not really northern Italy for us, I suppose. Out of curiosity, who is actually leader of the Holy Roman Empire at this point? It's this guy from the Duchy of Mansfield. Mansfield's quite big. They are at war with Bohemia currently because the Hussite wars are ongoing, I guess. Maybe it's nothing to do with the Hussite war. It looks like an anti-coalition war against Bohemia. Bohemia is probably going to lose looking at the numbers, which is good for us, I suppose. We want Blobhemia to be kept in check as much as possible. But the Holy Roman Emperor himself is quite weak at the moment. We could probably take advantage of that by declaring war on some of these other nations and conquering them in Italy. The question is, who should we jump first? We could declare war on Naples and finally wipe them from the world, as we probably should. They are in a coalition against us, but they're the only one in the coalition against us, so we're not that worried. They have joined the Holy Roman Empire, looks like, which is funny when you think about it. The Holy Roman Emperor won't join. Hungary will join, of course, because they're still in a union with them, but surely it'll be the last time. This union, I think, yeah, it's only got Naples and Hungary in, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Who else could we go for? We could go to war with Genoa. Genoa's allied with Venice and Aragon, though, so it might turn into a bigger conflict than we're ready for. I'm still angry at Venice for stack wiping our navy last time, so I'd like to destroy them if possible. On the other hand, Ferrara is quite weak, but they have a lot of allies. Maybe we should just bite the bullet and go for them. Wait a minute. For a second I thought I said Republic of Alexandria, and I was like, wait a minute, what? But no. These guys are allied with Milan. Milan's basically the strongest of these northern Italian states outside of Genoa. Venice is actually shockingly weak, considering they're, Venice. One thing we're going to do before we go to war is we're going to expand our standing army a little. Nothing too crazy. I think just an extra 3 levies. Well, not levies. To bring us up to around 1,200 men. We're getting close to the point where I'm probably going to want to start massively expanding our regulars. But I'm a little hesitant to because it feels pretty overpowered. Now let us begin. I think I've decided we're going to attack Ferrara up here. We have good relationships with them apparently, which is going to cost us an extra 10 war score. Stability. We only have 50, is that really good? We have insulted them. I'm not sure if there's a way that we can decrease it further. Maybe instead we'll go to war with Naples. That way we won't lose an extra 10 stability, and we'll erase Naples from existence, which we all want at this point, I'm sure we all want it. So let's just do it. There's no one more deserving of being annihilated. As discussed, Hungary's really the one carrying this war. Without them, Naples basically has nothing but their vassals. What would the war score be looking like for full annexation? Surely we should be able to do it. Naples also controls a little bit of land up here. And it looks like they've also got a vassal up here. We might accidentally these guys are a republic though, so if we do end up vassalizing, I think we'll keep them as a vassal. These guys over here though are a county, so if we end up vassalizing them by full annexing Naples, we'll probably just release them because we don't want to be rubbing shoulders with any of these monarchist types, after all. How are we looking navally? It looks like navally we're just gonna win. What is this Naples navy? They've got 4 heavy ships though. Let's be a little cautious. It says that we'll win if we attack their heavy ship navy with ours, with our light ship navy. I guess we'll see. Well, we did win. We didn't capture their heavy ships or anything though. I think they will leave our navy in Rome to hide, just in case. I don't want to risk them getting stack wiped again. Dealing with Naples should overall just be a simple affair. We'll start sieging down their cities and we'll split up our armies so we can siege faster. No reason to waste time. We're not particularly scared of the Napoleon army. The question is more, will the Hungarians actually show up or will they just sit the war out? I suppose we'll find out, won't we? It'll be annoying if we have to go to them to try and piece them out of the war. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I really hate that I have to constantly keep voting on the policies of the church. I wish I could just set them to auto vote on the different policies based on whether I want them or not. Kind of like how you could set your opinion on the votes within the HRE to automate. I think it would be beneficial because there's not really going to be a time where I want to vote against getting state satisfaction for the clergy, right? There's actually a vote on excommunicating the ruler of Ferrara. I think we'll support it. Be nice if they got excommunicated. That would give us a casus belli. I'm not sure. I have never actually used the excommunicated casus belli, so I guess we'll see whether we can use it. Although, unfortunately, it looks like this vote's going to fail. That's too bad. Ooh, talking about failing, our ruler has now died. He was the last descendant of our starting character. I think we'll stop talking about rulers from this point on. It doesn't particularly matter because it's going to be a bit of a revolving door of rulers. For some reason, this guy's our only candidate. I'm not sure how this guy's become ruler because he's a member of a dynasty, unless it gave him the dynasty when he was crowned, because people that are members of dynasties shouldn't be able to become rulers. Oh well, I guess. Hopefully something didn't break in our glorious peasant republic. It shouldn't have. There, we've done it. It took a little while, but we finally defeated Naples once and for all. We will now expel them from reality, I think. Are we going to? I think so. I don't see any other land for them. I hope I'm not accidentally going to let them live. I want them gone. Yes, they're out of here. Does that mean we gain these vassals? We do. So what we're going to do with these vassals, we're just going to release them. Oh, we can't. We need to wait a few years because we have a truce. Could we convert them into republics? Is that an option? I don't think so. We'll see. If we do have the option of forcing them into becoming republics, maybe we'll keep them around. For now, though, let everything return to as it was. So we've been drawn into a revolt. I was wondering whether one of these would happen in this playthrough. So revolts are pretty bugged at this point. Because this tiny location here apparently has more of our population than anyone else, they've revolted and called us in because we're the largest nation of our pop. And if they win, I think they'll full annex Austria, which isn't really what we want. It's a little too gamey. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to participate in the war and just peace out Austria normally with a white peace, which we should be able to do. Or if we sit back, Austria might just defeat the rebels on their own. The Sicilians revolted. I was wondering whether that was going to happen, and I wasn't paying attention, clearly, because it did. I guess we'll turn back around from our invasion of the Austrians/Venetians and deal with this small rebellion. Since there's no Sicilian country in the world outside of actual Sicily, which is currently being conquered, it looks like it's just going to be us in this war, which is a good thing. I'm hesitant to even call this a war. There we go, the Sicilians are defeated. The Austrians have brought a lot of guys into our country, but surely the mighty people with our 40,000 men should be more than enough to see them off. There we go, Austria's annexed the small little rebellion country, so we can actually finally peace out with them. Because we have some war score, we could actually demand something. Maybe we'll just get war reparations and some money. The Austrians should have to pay us for all the mischief they've caused. Right, for our next target, it's going to be Ferrara. The Emperor isn't going to intervene, weak as he is. Province is also not going to intervene because they're at war, and because I improved relationship with them a little. Because the leader of Ferrara actually got excommunicated, we can use the excommunicated ruler casus belli. I didn't think this was going to pass, but it did pass. And as we know, the People's Republic are at the forefront of service to Rome and defeating people who are against the Pope. So we'll be attacking him with that casus belli, which actually makes it easy for us to take a lot of his land. We probably won't go for a full annexation though, or maybe we'll do something crazy and go for something like this. We've got to be careful with getting too greedy, but you know, greed is good. It's fun. It's fun to be greedy. Ferrara has a lot of forts, so I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to start building up some cannons just so we can siege a little faster. We don't want to spend literally forever sieging down these forts. Cannons really just make sieging down forts so quick and easy. Meritocracy drifted into our realm. And it's such a great institution. I mean, look at this, 5% efficiency of our cabinet, 2.5% tax efficiency, monthly literacy +1, legislative efficiency +5, cultural tradition plus 10, that 10 power projection, stability investment cost reduction, speed of integration +2. And as a republic, we get this pop join rebels threshold of -5. Be still my beating heart. It's just all so good. I think we'll go, first of all, go for the Bill of Rights, then power projection. Then we'll go for the educated bureaucrats. We'll grab the cultural tradition, the efficiency of the legislative efficiency. And then we'll just go down for the speed of integration and then the smooth administration for that stability cost reduction. It's not going to be long. It's actually going to be 3 years. We're going to enter the age of discovery. Right? I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this. It's a little greedy. I'm hesitant. It's going to give us a lot of antagonism, but it's mainly going to give it with the Italian states that we're already in conflict with and want to annex. It is going to increase it quite a bit with the northern states, though. Maybe this is too greedy. I guess we'll let Ferrara keep its capital. That's a little better. I'm not willing to settle for anything less, though, so we'll take this. Should we make demands of Ferrara? I guess we'll humiliate them. It's no more than they deserve. And we'll take some money, too. Can be spent for the people's purposes. There's going to be a major revolt by the nobility when we turn back around, but I'm mentally prepared for it. Revolt nobles, I'm ready for you. There they are. The Roman nobles, they've always been plotting against us. They've always defied the people's mandate. They'll probably just surrender when they see the full might of the people bearing down on them. Here we go, we've entered the age of discovery. For our focus, we'll probably just go with administration. We're not going to go colonial heavy, and we're going to be doing a lot of coring, so I'd really like that speed of integration +10. What we'll probably do is arrive in the New World later than everyone else and basically just conquer their colonies. Let everyone else colonize the New World and we'll just steal their colonies from them, I think is the most logical thing to do if we do even get to that point. Yes, we'll go administration. The nobles surrendered. There we go. Now, a coalition has formed against us. It's quite a respectable one as well. Coalition against Rome. It's got quite a few people in, mainly in northern Italy, as we can see. The main threats are really Venice and Upper Bavaria. So we'll start improving our relationships with them. Speaking of improving our relationships, we can now get rid of these vassals. We're going to just kick them out, not our problem anymore. Instead, we'll focus on internal matters. We can now see the hegemonies in the world. Where are we? Who's the strongest military? It's the Mamluks, which isn't really surprising. Funnily enough, we're not showing up in this regular screen. I feel like we should. Maybe it's because we're not a kingdom? Do you have to be a kingdom to become a hegemon? Surely not. Well, oh, you have to be a great power. We're not a great power. Becoming a kingdom would definitely help with that, as we're just a simple duchy for the moment. Oh well, the main thing holding us back from becoming a kingdom is our low prestige. We're going to need a lot of it to become a kingdom. 50 total. As we're in the age of discovery, we now have access to a new society value, outward versus inward. Honestly, looking at the two, they're kind of both okay. Inward gives this 25% crown power and 50% colonial tradition, cultural tradition, which affects the defensive power of your culture, which isn't that amazing, while decreasing the migration to your colonies. Outward, on the other hand, decreases your cultural tradition by 50%, but gives you this power projection. Power projection is a pretty universal ability. It's always better to have more than less. But the other benefits are mainly just increasing your monthly colonial speed. So neither of them is going to be that relevant for us because, you know, we're not going to be colonizing, at least not yet. If at all. Oh, the printing pest spawned in Barcelona. That's kind of disappointing. It had a very high chance of spawning in Rome. But oh well. The year is now 1444. We've hit the start date of EU4. So let's take a moment to take stock of the state of the world. As you can imagine, our republic has conquered nearly all of Italy. Just these more northerny states and the islands that still pose a risk, shall we say, to the republic. Not sure what's going on over in the Balkans. Serbia is big, at least. I think that the Byzantium Empire has been destroyed now. They were existing as a small state here, but I think they've now been annihilated completely. Let's see. Yes, they're now gone. Bulgaria, of course, controls Constantinople. Theodoro still exists. Trebizond's gone, though. The Middle East is pure chaos, really. Mamluks have expanded up and defeating the Ottomans and taking southern Anatolia. Tunis and Morocco seem like the same as they usually are. Aragon and Castile have actually formed a bit of a hug box, funnily enough. They've been in an alliance with each other for a few hundred years now. It doesn't seem like they're going to stop soon. The 100-Year War is still ongoing, but France is probably going to win. One of the English earls has actually switched sides. This Lancaster has switched to France. Probably shouldn't work that way, but I guess it did. But Flanders and Aquitaine are still loyal to... Well, actually, it looks like Flanders was integrated by England. They were independent a little while ago. I guess they did. They got integrated. So Flanders is gone, but Aquitaine's still loyal. Burgundy has actually manifested in the physical world. There's no events for this to happen. I remember checking the files, so it's really nice to see, I guess. Welcome, Burgundy. Welcome back. Too bad there's no Lotharingia formable. Golden Horde's still around, though they look quite reduced. Although, is that a rebellion against them up here? No, I don't think so, actually. Looks like it's a separate horde that has appeared. Unclear who's going to win between Muscovy and Novgorod. Probably Muscovy. But that's enough of that. We'll continue on. Our next target's probably going to be Genoa, although they have quite a large alliance. They've got Aragon, they've got Venice, and we'll, of course, be on our own. Genoa is not in the coalition against us, though. And Venice shouldn't be able to call in the other coalition members into the war. The game says that the enemy is stronger than us, though. They have more potential levies. But we have a larger standing army, I believe. We have 2,000 regular soldiers and then 200 cannons. One of the things I'm thinking of doing is using this war to try and force Aragon to end its alliance with Castile. Then we could swarm down onto the island of Corsica and Sardinia and take them for ourselves. Let's just bite the bullet. We're going to declare war. Venice is, of course, in the war, so we're going to avoid deploying our navy anywhere. Don't want them to get annihilated again. Since we have enough religious authority, we're actually going to saint our last ruler. Since making people into saints, canonizing them, gives us Republican tradition, we're actually going to hand out some privileges. Since privileges cost around 5 Republican tradition, we can hand out 2 and then essentially get that back. I guess we'll hand out represented in Parliament. Commoners are already represented in Parliament, but it'll push us towards free subjects, which is what we want to do. We're also going to hand out this land of commerce. It does push us a little towards capital economy, but we're still very much in the traditional economy area. And it gives us a little production efficiency bonus across the whole country. We'll then, of course, canonize our previous ruler, which will counteract the effects of that. And then it happened again. You saw that, right? Our prestige increased, and then it massively increased up to 62. I don't know why that's happening, but it's happening. And since it did happen, we're going to become a kingdom. Let the kingdom of the Republic of Rome be born. I'm a little curious what our name's going to become, if it becomes anything. So we're currently the Republic of Rome. Now we're the Grand Republic of Rome. The ruler actually wears a crown, which I'm not sure is appropriate. At least he's still a consul. The Genoese thought they could challenge the people's might, but clearly they were wrong. Back they go to the pit they came from. The Venetians have quit the war. You know what that means. We can actually move our navy out from our ports. Or can we? What is Genoa's navy looking like? They've got more heavy ships than us. I guess we won't be moving our navy out. It's just too scary. All right, I think it's time we peace out. What we're going to do is we're going to take Corsica off them and the little bit of land they have in Sardinia. We're also going to take Lucca and some of these little enclaves they have. Not insane amount, but we do have to keep in mind there is a coalition against us, so we don't want to expand too crazily. Oh ho ho, a coalition war has been declared on us by Ferrara. Makes sense. They're out for revenge. Who is actually in this war? Let's see. Mainly just northern Italian states and a few German ones. Venice is in, which is unfortunate. It means we'll need to keep our navy inside the city or inside Rome for the moment. Sardinia is also in. Not sure they're much of a threat. Let this be Rome's first test. Can we stave off the corrupt monarchists and republicanists, as they call themselves, in northern Italy? When it comes to pure numbers, we are outnumbered by the coalition, but hopefully we can divide them up and not fight them as a single army. Here we go with a big battle. I'm not actually feeling that confident about this one. The numbers are very equal. I can see that we're taking more casualties than they are. We do have some reinforcements coming in. Will they be in? Well, actually, it looks like we're going to break them. No, that's our flank, isn't it? Whoops. I thought we were about to win on that side, but no, it's them that's winning. I think we're definitely going to lose this one. These reinforcements are going to arrive, but I don't think they're going to help much. Ooh, the reinforcements didn't even arrive. They instead got stack wiped because they arrived the day after the battle ended, which is something that happens a lot in both EU4 and EU5. But it's not the end of the world, not just yet. We'll have to fight more carefully from now on. Things are going not too badly now. They still outnumber us, but we've been able to whittle down the smaller armies. My main fear is what's going to happen once they siege down these forts. Really, we have to fight them before they siege down the forts. But if we do, there's a good chance they'll bring their army together instead of being separate sieging, which is a situation where we'll probably lose. Who is stronger of these stacks? Probably the main one with the Milanians in. Could we defeat these guys over in Parma before the soldiers from Milan come over? Probably not. We're going to try it anyway. Ooh, actually, it looks like we're going to defeat them. Maybe it's because the fort is so close to falling, the soldiers from Milan didn't want to quit the siege, which is perfect, because now we can turn around, let our morale recover a little, and now we'll attack. It does say we're going to lose. They have a very good general. They have high morale. Their army is of a higher quality than us. Maybe we shouldn't do anything. We should maybe wait for them to siege down the fort, then split up, or move on to another fort. I guess we could call up mercenaries if we wanted to, but I kind of don't want to. Maybe we'll just let them take the fort. We'll keep bullying these other guys that come down. We'll hide out in the woods over here. If the soldiers from Milan wish to engage us, they can. If not, looks like they're moving on to siege something else. We'll use the chance. Ooh, we won't use the anything. I guess they have to get settled into the siege before they... Could we coax them to come and attack us? Would we win if they did attack us? How many soldiers are garrisoning? It looks like they've refilled the garrisons. They've got the full stack. It's not worth trying to liberate it. I wonder, could we cut off their supply lines? And well, actually, they have... No, actually, they don't have any of the caravan units with them. So if we occupy this location up here, would it cut off their supplies? Perhaps not. I thought it might, but it seems perhaps not. We are winning on the war score front, so it's not like we need to rush to defeat these armies. It looks like we have cut off their supplies. They're suffering from attrition. If they could all just starve now, and then we'll jump on them when they've been much reduced. They've taken enough casualties. The game thinks we're going to win. I'm pretty confident as well. Looks like we're going to win. Should be fine. There we go, we defeated them, pushed them back. Ferrara is close to agreeing to peace now. Oh, we actually stack wiped the Milanians, that's good. Means there'll be less of a trouble later on. What should we take? We can't really take anything, we'd have to occupy land, so I think we'll just ask for war reparations and some money. There we go, the first coalition against the mighty Roman Republic has been defeated. Coalition disbands, peace has returned. I think we'll leave it here for today. We managed to defeat our first coalition, we've expanded into northern Italy. We're actually close to forming Italy. All we'd need to do is take Milan itself and a few exponents, but I've decided we're not going to fall in Italy. I mean, look how bad its flag is. We want this as a flag. Our red and yellow flag has started to grow on me. The red represents the people of Rome, and the yellow represents the people of Rome. I don't think we'll have a vote, mainly because I can't think of what we can vote on. We're going to continue our conquest. We're not in a position where we could start moving somewhere else just yet. We'd like to grab Sardinia now that we've got Corsica under our control, but we'll have to take a chance when we feel that we can actually beat Aragon plus Castile. Castile has a lot of levies, as you can see. They outnumber us, and we're the guys normally with a lot of levies compared to everyone else. I suppose I can ask, which religion do you think we should convert to? Should we, when the reformation happens? But I think it's still early for me to ask that question. We'll hold out until the reformation actually shows up before I ask. Either way, thank you again for watching, and see you next time.